Hey everybody, this is Colby here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the steps to download your own encryption software and add on to that, use a pair-related encryption method. This is going to be an asymmetric method of cryptography. What this means is there's going to be two specific keys involved. One key is going to be called your secret key. This is what you are going to use for decrypting data. What I mean by decrypting data is pretty much finding the mystery of the text. And I'll explain this here shortly. And then you're also going to get what's called a public key. The public key you can send to whoever you want through emails, friends, or whatever it may be. So they could give you private information that they could send to you without getting held by any other attacker through the internet. The great thing about this is since we're using this method is the only way an attacker could encrypt this data is with the security key that you create. But remember, you're not sending that, you're only sending the public key. Okay, and what we're going to be using is going to be a software that's going to be called PGP. PGP means pretty good privacy. This is pretty much the encryption of programs that provide cryptographic privacy and authentication for any kind of data that you're going to communicate throughout the internet. And this is going to be the first couple of steps that we're going to start to do this. First, what I want you to do is if you're on your desktop, you're on your computer, you want to go to your internet. You can go to Internet Explorer, Google Chrome, Mozilla Firefox, anything that you want to use to get onto the internet. For example, I'm using this, which is called Google Chrome. Here's the icon for it. So once I go into my Google Chrome, I want to go to this website. It's going to be gpg4win.org. This is where you're going to go to take your first steps. Once you do this, you want to download your GPG4Win, and your GPG4Win is actually going to give you this cool, nifty website. It's going to be called a Kleopatra, and Kleopatra is going to be used to send your public key and secure a security key that you're going to be using for just decryption. Okay, let me just skip the step of actually installation because it does take a little bit of time, and it's pretty straightforward. You just click next on all the options, and there you go. You don't need to do anything fancy. So once you have downloaded this, you're going to get this system. Again, Kleopatra. Open up Kleopatra, and this is the interface that you were dealt with. Okay, what do I want to do within Kleopatra? Well, first, I want to create a key. So let's create a key pair. Click on Create a Key Pair. It's going to ask for a name. Let's just use my name. Let's just use my name. So my name is going to be Colby, C-O-L-B-Y. Email is optional. You can use an email. You cannot use an email. That's completely up to you. If you want to go into your advanced settings, you have here which is called RSA. RSA is pretty much a decryption algorithm. You have more. You have DSA, and you have this other one, ECDSA-EDDSA. I highly recommend just using RSA for this. It's the simplest one to use right now. And then you're probably curious what this means, the bits. This is just the complexity of your encryption. The smaller the bit here, as you can see, it says 2048, and it goes up to 4096. The larger you go, the more complexity your encryption is. The harder it is for someone to hack it and get the encrypted message. That's what we don't want. So let's just go on the basis. Let's use the most heaviest encryption there is. It's 4096 for this system. Okay, so I'm just going to hit OK, and this is what I'm dealt with. Got my name. We've changed our settings. I'm just going to click Next. After you click Next, this is going to be just another panel here. I just want to create this. You can go to see all details, and you can see all the details within everything. The date that you made it. It's kind of an encryption key. You're using RSA, and this amount of bits are you using. So let's just say create. You're going to be asked to create a password. So this password is for you only. This is what's so great about this. Only you know this password. So I'm going to put a password in. Whatever you want. All right, that's a decent password. It's only 70%. I highly recommend trying to get a password that's a quality of 100% for the best kind of encryption data. Okay, I need to make it a little bit longer, so that's not a problem. So I'll do that right here. All right, so the paraphrase and the repeat match. So this is going to be my password I'm going to be using. Let's just hit OK. And this is going to take a couple seconds. It's pretty much processing the key for you. It's creating your key, and this key lasts for a pretty substantial amount of time. Okay, so my key pair is successful. What I want to do is you could either back up your key, which is usually smart, just in case your hard drive and your computer blows. Let's say your computer dies, and you want to use this key for future use. If you don't back up it, you're kind of stuck. You can't decrypt the information anymore. So that is an option I'm going to give to you. So we're going to finish this. And as I finish this, I'm just going to keep loading here, and boom. They're all certificates. This is my information for my key. Now, again, what I said, that this is going to be using 2 pairs. You're going to have a security key for decryption, which is going to be unfolding the encryption message. The encryption message is going to be a message that is something that you're trying to hide. Let's say I want to hide a password to a phone number or to unlock your phone. It is going to replace it with a bunch of random digits. No one knows what it says. But if you use your secret key, you could decrypt it, which makes it into a bunch of junk information to the actual password you want. So first, let's import those. So I'm going to right click on your actual key here, and you're going to export. Let's port this to my desktop, and let's just name it public. This is going to be my public key. I'm going to hit save. Pretty soon it's going to kind of show up here. There it is. Now we're going to go and create my secret key. So right click again, export secret key, desktop, that's where I want to save it to, and here I could say secret, easy enough, and hit save. It's going to ask for your password, so enter the password you originally entered in. And if you do that correctly, you will get a success. And we have our 2 products. We have our public key and we have our secret key. So let's say I want to send my public key to my friend Joe. All right. For the sake of this video, what I'm going to be doing is really just sending it to myself. This is great for a one-man job here. So I'm going to send this key to myself, but pretend I'm sending it to someone else, anyone who I want to send it to. So this is going to be my email, attach, browse this computer, and again, I'm sending my public key. The public key is what's going to be used to encrypt the information. So public key, and this is what I'm sending, public key.asc, send. Give it a couple minutes, maybe a couple seconds, no matter how long it will take. Eventually this is going to go through. And let's say Joe has received this information. Okay, Joe has received this information, and this is the key. What Joe could do is Joe could download the key, which is going to be right here, and there. So Joe now has the key. He has the key to encrypt any information he wants. So you asked Joe that you need the password to his computer that you have. He lets you borrow the computer and completely forgot to give you the password. Well, how do we do that? Okay, so let's make it pretty easy on yourself. Let's just open up a normal text file that you can go using Notepad. Let's say I want to say the password to this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 7. So this is the password to open up Joe's laptop that you borrowed. This is Joe giving you the information. He doesn't want anyone to get this information but you, so he's going to encrypt it using the public key. So what he's going to do is he's going to save this file as a text file, which is going to be automatic right here. It's going to be txt. It's going to automatically do that once you try to save a notepad file. And he could say password or just pass, anything he wants. He wants to save it. So the most important thing is you want to highlight it, copy, and you're going to go down here to this little hut or pretty much like a little carrot top. That's what we call it. You're going to right click on Cleopatra, go to your clipboard, and you want to encrypt this. So go to encrypt. Once you do that, this is going to pop up and you want to say add recipient, sorry. You're going to use the public key that was sent over and not hit cancel like I did. So let's just do this one more time. Next. So this just encrypted the data that I copied just then. So if I go to here and I hit paste, this is what I'm getting. See this? This is the encryption. That password that I just created is now this. No one can read it. No one knows what this says. No one knows what it says. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to go here and I'm going to hit save. What I can do now is I can send this back to the user. So I'm going to go back to my email, new message, send it back to the individual who gave you this key. So we want to find pass. So we find pass.txt. I'm going to send it. Hit send. Okay, perfect. In just a couple seconds, hopefully, this is going to be received. There we go. After this is received, you could pretty much just take this and you could download it. You could open it after you've downloaded it. Let me do this. Let me do something a little bit different, make it a little easier. Open in folder. So I'm going to take this, open. So this is what was sent. Okay, you don't know what it says. So this is the great part about this. We're going to use the security key, as I said before, to copy this information. Again, copy, right click, copy. Go back to your caret, go to Cleopatra, right click, go to your clipboard, go to decryption this time. I want to decrypt it. And it's going to ask you, hey, what's your password? So you're going to put in your password. And success. So now it just actually decrypted the data that was sent over. So you could take this and you could just simply hit paste. Once you hit paste, boom. Right here is the information that was sent through the internet, through email, encrypted. You just decrypted it using your security key or even your secret key, whatever you want to call it. This is how you pass information along securely.